Hey guys, it's Postbox Pat. Welcome back to a brand new Fortnite Battle Royale map change and news video. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys all of the news we have. We actually have a brand new map changer over at Risky, which we're going to go over in a second, talking about the Star Wars event. I'm also going to be covering a bunch of news on all the latest stuff that we have as well regarding an event which actually took place today, and also a Star Wars news, like I said, and a little bit of news about the free kind of items which you could gain access to. But before we get into this, don't forget to go and smash code PostboxPat in the item shop and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. I'm your #1 daily map change source, and also guys, I am your #1 source for all Fortnite news related to the map as well. So make sure you are smashing that subscribe if you haven't already. 60% of you watching this video right now aren't already subscribed, so much love and respect to everyone who is doing that. And if you are using code PostboxPat, tweet me for a shout out. Thank you everyone, much love and respect, and thank you so much for the support guys. We're getting closer and closer to upgrading our setup. So let's get into this and show you guys what we have over at Risky. So you can see we've got some new portaloos which have been brought in from this side, and then we've got a bunch of containers now. The posters are still here, which is nice to see. The kind of trucks, I guess, have kind of loaded off all the cars now. Most of them are gone. We've got a few camper trucks getting loaded up. We can see that this diggers here is loading up this camper truck right here, which is really nice. Then as we continue to go around, we've got some of the government diggers again digging up some stuff. Is this going to be related to Star Wars, or is it going to be related to the Fortnite storyline? We'll talk about that in a second. We'll just continue touring the last few changes. You can see this one's bringing some rubble. Maybe is it dropping this rubble off, or is it picking it up? I assume it might be picking up. I think they're trying to clear out the space entirely. But these are here for a reason. They've been coned off. So something's going to get dug up here, and something's definitely going to get dug up in this section here because it's been coned off as well. And then we don't have the other sections coned off yet, but we can assume maybe here because 2 cones have already been placed. So that's nice to see. Definitely some stuff that's going to be digged up around here which could be Star Wars related, and that's what I want to quickly talk about before we move on to the next changes. What I want to say is, obviously I've talked about in the last video on how this potentially could be the government here, and they were kind of doing something bad or maybe creating something that's related to the storyline. But now I'm starting to think with this crane in the back lifting something up onto the back, maybe you can see they put a few signs up saying danger, definitely clearing some stuff. Are they going to try and make it Star Wars themed? Are we going to see maybe TIE fighters, X-Wings, maybe some sort of kind of like Death Star? We're going to see Star Wars stuff popping up in these holes. Maybe it might be Fortnite story related, or it could be Star Wars related. We don't know at all, to be honest. We don't have a clue what's going to happen just yet in this section. I assume it will probably be Star Wars related, but it also could be storyline related, and the film is still showing here, which would be kind of like a link between them both. They're linking the Star Wars story with the Fortnite story, but they're not actually relating to each other. They're just happening at the same time to get people interested in the Chapter 2 storyline, which makes perfect sense. It gets people interested in Star Wars, and it also gets a lot of people interested in what exactly are the government digging up here. So we'll have to see how that's going to turn out. I'm very excited for that side of stuff. Now we'll come back to the map change stuff at the end of the video regarding Star Wars and that, but for now I want to talk about a huge Easter egg for us map change lovers. This one is actually the OG version of Risky in Chapter 2, came back for about a 12 to 8 hour, maybe a little bit 12 to 13 hour. I don't know what the period was, but it was a decent amount of time, and this was actually a huge Easter egg for anyone that landed at Risky. I don't know why this was the case, but I do have a little theory behind it. But if you actually got to check this out, you would have been able to see the OG Risky once more. I personally don't think we'll be seeing this for a while now. I think it's going to be a rip for a while, Risky, unfortunately. The only reason I say that is because obviously Risky itself has had a lot of changes in the past few days. I've been covering all 3 stages so far, and again there's going to be more stages as well, so expect them on the channel. Make sure you are smashing that subscribe. But it is nice to see this. You can see here I've just paused it a little bit. It's just crazy to see kind of the look of this classic version gone. Like, it just won't come back. And I remember when the original Risky went, so many people were upset. Will we see the cars return? I hope so. I find it so funny how they just pick up the cars and move them. They just don't go, you know what, why don't you just turn the engine on and just drive them off? It's like they've been there for so many years and they're just used as chairs. That was a theory I actually came up with in one of the videos, which was just hilarious. I just did not expect Fortnite to do something like that. Like, you know what, these cars ain't moving at all, guys. We're picking them up with cranes and putting them straight on the back of trucks. You guys ain't moving the cars, sorry. You just pick up your car, put it on a truck and tow it away. They don't even give you the opportunity to drive it off. It's the world of Fortnite. Who knows? Them cars, in my opinion, were permanently stationary. That's what I think anyway, and that's my opinion on that side of stuff. So that was pretty cool. But why that was going on, there was also this huge Easter egg, guys. So we've obviously had the previous stage, which you can see on screen right now, and this is actually obviously the Star Wars display. But there was something else going on in the background of this, which lots of you will want to know about, which I'll play in a second for you guys. But just before I do that, I want to show you guys what it was like previously at Risky with the Star Wars kind of film playing right there. Obviously that means the event's coming up this Saturday. If you haven't already, smash that notification bell, because I will be streaming this event for you guys. It's not going to be kind of like a interactive event like we've seen. I guess they're not, how would I describe it, because it is going to be a live event. It is a live event. It is, because it's going to be live and it's an event over at Risky. There's no other way of describing it. It's just not Fortnite related. It's Star Wars and Fortnite related. But I'm going to play this little Easter egg for you guys right now of something that was actually in game with the actual devs from Fortnite, and then I'll explain it for you guys in a second. So take a little listen to this.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Okay, so this mini event that we saw in game was awesome. This was a whole thing that was pushed across every single server, and everyone could hear this at that one moment in time. So if you were lucky enough to see this in game, let me know in the comment section down below, because you've experienced an in-game test event which no one will ever experience. Personally, I missed it, but I loved it. So what exactly were they doing? Well, I can tell you guys exactly what they were doing. They had 4 different microphones and 4 different employees. What exactly happened was each employee counted down going 1, 2, 3, or 3, 2, 1, testing the microphone depending on which order you want to do. Obviously they chose their set order, and that's what that does, is that actually tests the audio from the microphone with the in-game footage, so they can sync them up nicely. And they did each character individually, which could mean that there's going to be a total of 4 characters live during this event. We've seen 1 with Marshmallow, but now we could potentially see 4 during this Fortnite event, 1 being Donald Mustard, 1 being J.J. Abrams, and then maybe the other 2 being the actors or even George Lucas himself, which would be absolutely awesome. For those that don't know who George Lucas is, he was the creator of Star Wars, Donald Mustard is the creator of Fortnite, the CEO, and then J.J. Abrams is the director of the brand new Star Wars film, Rise of the Skywalker, and then obviously the other space could be taken up by an actor or someone else, maybe at the Game Awards, because the event's taking place at the same time as that. So that's what they were doing in this test. They were kind of testing the audio, testing the field to see how it's going to work, and then obviously that went down nicely. It all worked. Obviously the downside to it was that everyone in game at that moment would have heard this across the entire map, and that's obviously going to be the case when this event gets broadcast. Now I assume that this event is going to be pretty massive. It's like a Christmas event, it's like a Star Wars event. It's going to be really exciting, because obviously it's building up hype for the film as well, which I'm personally really excited for. I've been a Star Wars fan since I've been a little kid, so that's been really awesome since I've been back in year 1 of not high school, I was about to say. It would have been primary school. So I've basically watched Star Wars since primary school, and I've loved it. I've played the classic Star Wars games on the PlayStation 1 and 2, so really awesome stuff, and I'm so excited to see where this is going to go with this in-game live event. So that's pretty good news and pretty exciting stuff going on right there, so make sure you are tuned in on the channel for that. Now the next piece of news I've got for you guys is regarding the free spray and emblem. Now it's kind of my feedback on this, and it's quite bad feedback to be honest. I didn't expect to experience this much of a fault on the Twitch side of stuff. Now for me this worked on YouTube, but yeah, it's not worked for either the banner or the spray, and you can see here on screen these are the banner and the sprays, but obviously I linked my Epic Games with the Twitch account, but it just didn't seem to work for me. Every time I'd click on a stream, most of them were offline, which was very disappointing. From Epic's recommendations, there was only like 1 or 2 streamers streaming it, and it took me a very, very long time to find out which one was actually live. Very disappointed on that side of stuff. And then once I found the person that was live, it was giving me the option to link my account to Twitch, which it already was linked. I kept pressing it, and it just kept taking me to the same screen saying that you have already linked it. You can see some screenshots of that. So I was a bit disappointed, which probably means I won't get access to these exclusive banners and sprays. Probably be contacting support about it, but I was pretty disappointed, and I didn't like the idea that Epic did on this. I think originally when they did it with the Fortnite official server for the World Cup, it worked. You know, when they had an official kind of host or place to go to watch it, YouTube, Twitch, etc. It was mainly YouTube where most people were watching it. That was really awesome because people could go and collect their rewards from that YouTube stream, which was nice. But this time it was a Twitch stream and it just didn't work. They didn't stream anything on their own channel because I couldn't find it. I don't know if they were, but I typed in Fortnite and it just didn't come up. So I couldn't find their own channel, so I assume it wasn't live. And then the other people, they didn't sponsor or kind of promote any of these bigger creators. They didn't give access to them to give you guys the free kind of spray and emblem. It was only the smaller creators. So I dig deep, went through all the stuff. I opened up about 100 tabs. My computer was going so slow, and I realized only one of these is live. So I had to go through all them. I finally found the guy that was live, and it just didn't work. Anyway, that's rant over. Bit of a fail there from Twitch side of stuff, and hopefully it all works out in the future. But back to some news on the Star Wars side of stuff. I'm very excited for it. We can assume there's probably going to be 1 or 2 more map changes at Risky leading up to this Stars event, which is going to be in the new update, which is going to be coming out very, very soon, which is either going to be Tuesday or Thursday around them dates. And also I've got a video hopefully popping tomorrow for you guys talking about all the details on how you guys can grab some free V-Bucks. I know a lot of you guys love my old free V-Bucks series, which just kind of gives you guys monthly, or used to be monthly, updates on about when and how you can gain access to V-Bucks. So it was mainly seasonal / monthly, but now I've kind of consolidated a video together of all the methods that you guys can use to grab yourself some V-Bucks without actually buying them. Now there are other things you may have to buy to gain these V-Bucks, like for example Save the World and stuff like that, but we talk more about that in tomorrow's video, giving you guys all the breakdown and all the V-Bucks and all the methods you can do that I personally use to gain my V-Bucks as well as purchase them as well. So really awesome stuff. That video is popping tomorrow. Stay tuned for it. It's going to be really cool. If you made it right to the end of this video, comment down below Digger, and that'll let me know if you made it right to the end. Much love and respect. Smash that like, smash that subscribe. Let's try and get 1,000 likes on today's video. And once again, this is Postbox Pat, signing out.